April 30th, 2026. We are years away from that date, yet over 125,000 people on Book My Show are already officially interested in KD the Devil. Earning that volume of user engagement this far out from a theatrical premiere defies standard marketing logic. Usually, a studio has to blanket the internet with trailers just to get a fraction of that traction weeks before opening day. This map shows the release strategy's geographical footprint. KD launches across 5 distinct linguistic regions on the exact same day: Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, and Hindi. Coordinating this 5-language launch shatters the regional box office ceiling, reaching 5 separate markets on a single opening weekend. This is meticulously engineered demand. Combining this multi-language rollout with massive lead time, the studio builds a festival-like atmosphere for a sprawling action drama thriller. At the center of this massive release structure is a deceptively simple narrative catalyst. A man named Kali, played by Dhruva Sarja, unwittingly steps directly into the path of established underworld thugs. But the story is locked into the early 1970s. This specific era strips away modern digital surveillance, GPS, and cell phones, leaving behind an environment where mob mechanics rely entirely on brutal, street-level enforcement. That collision triggers a domino effect. One unsuspecting protagonist sets off a violent chain reaction that ripples outward, forcing rival factions into open warfare. To make that warfare feel authentic, director Prem orchestrates a highly specific, grim underworld aesthetic. Every frame has to carry the heavy, oppressive weight of the era's criminal underbelly. Cinematographer William David and art director Mohan B. Khare are the architects of that illusion, physically rebuilding a lost era of raw, unregulated power struggles from the ground up. In this environment, life-or-death communication relies entirely on untraceable, analog lines. If a threat is made, you face it in person. The 1970s setting operates as a necessary mechanical constraint. It forces the plot into visceral, face-to-face conflict because the characters have nowhere to hide behind a screen. To populate that 1970s battleground, producer Venkat K. Narayana, KVN, assembled a highly deliberate cross-industry cast. They secured serious sandalwood heavyweights to anchor the core narrative. Kicha Sudeep steps in as Kala Bhairava, bringing a commanding, undeniable screen presence to the faction war. To capture northern Indian markets, they integrated Bollywood titans directly into the roster. Sanjay Dutt takes on the imposing role of Deva, a move that draws his massive audience into the film's ecosystem. The production expands its reach further by bridging different generational demographics with its female leads, casting Shilpa Shetty as Satyavati and Rishma Nanaya as Mach Lakshmi. They also inject specific commercial appeal into this otherwise grim ecosystem by bringing in Nora Fatehi, a move precisely calculated to generate high virality moments. Supporting this entire structure are legacy actors like V. Ravichandran as Anyayappa and Ramesh Aravind as Dharma, lending dramatic prestige to the unfolding violence. By combining these specific names, the cast list operates as an economic bridge. It completely fuses the distinct, fiercely loyal fandoms of Sandalwood and Bollywood into a single unified theatrical audience. Knitting those massive personalities and vintage visuals together requires a cohesive sonic identity, a task handled by music director Arjun Janya. This waveform diagram visualizes a pan-Indian thriller score. Janya's music must transition seamlessly from low-frequency, dialogue-heavy drama into erratic, high-octane action spikes. That exact frequency shift triggers the physiological tension required to keep audiences locked in, regardless of which of the 5 languages they hear. And it all circles back to the central question driving the film's lore. When Kali collides with these massive, legacy-backed titans in the 1970s underworld, will destiny actually be in his favor? KD the Devil operates as a synthesis of vintage underworld aesthetics, cross-regional megastars, and highly engineered anticipation. Target April 30, 2026 on your calendar. Let me know in the comments below, which of these cinematic titans are you most eager to see enter the mob war?